Hello and welcome to Barbara's Podcast. This is the show for women, all about health, nutrition, and wellness. It's the show that will empower you and inspire you to create a healthier lifestyle.
Hello and welcome. I'm Barbara Carafocus, and I'm excited to introduce David Feldman, who's the creator of Mind Castle Music. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Barbara.
Well, it's my pleasure. David, so tell me, what inspired you to start creating relaxing and ambient music, specifically for activities like studying or working and meditation?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the opportunity to get to talk to you. But the reason I started, so Mind Castle is the name of my music, I guess is what you would say. And I started it a couple of years ago because for my profession, I'm a writer. I write, I'm a copywriter, and I sit at my desk almost all day and write on a computer. And sometimes, I'm sure a lot of people have experienced this. Sometimes you get writer's block, or you get kind of just you trying to focus and trying to think. And so I started just to help me focus and to help me not have, just to dial in and avoid distractions and just keep my mind on what I was doing. I started listening to ambient music. I just couldn't listen to the radio because the radio was too distracting. And even songs with words, just any little kind of whatever songs that I like to listen to normally, I couldn't listen to those while I was working just because the words, it just distracted me. And it didn't really get me in the right frame of mind. So I started listening to ambient music on my own. And then I don't know, just I'm somewhat musical a little bit. I'm not a crazy music guy, but I just had the thought like, well, hey, I can make my own ambient music. Maybe I can make my own ambient music. So to listen to instead of listening to other people's ambient music. And so yeah, that's what I did. I started just kind of creating my own ambient music and listening to it, and I thought to myself, hey, I think this is pretty good. And my wife just said, yeah, that's pretty good. And so I just thought, well, maybe I'll put it out there for other people. And so that's kind of how it all got started.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I listened to I listened to some of it when I visited. I think it was your website. It was I think you've got a talent for it. It's very relaxing. When I work, I can't listen to music either with words. I do find it distracting, and I can't focus and get as creative as I'd like to.
Yeah.
So usually I just sit in silence, but if there's a solution to have some music that will help keep you in the flow.
Yeah, that's what I've done is I started creating, so my music can be used for a lot of different things, but I have a few songs that so here's the thing, like I tell people that I have reasons that I make the music. I make the song and I think to myself, this is the perfect song for like deep focus, hyper focus, or maybe this is the perfect song for creativity to like spark my creativity, as I'm working on something. And then I have other songs that I think to myself as I'm creating them or writing them or as I'm listening to them, I think this is perfect for maybe meditation or relaxation or even going to sleep, like helping me go to sleep. So I've designated all of my songs kind of in different categories or named them in that way and said, hey, this one's more for deep focus, this one's more for relaxation. But honestly, I get a lot of people that use them for everything. So, as things that I use for deep focus, somebody uses the same song to go to sleep every night. So it works out
it
kind
just
of like
depends.
that.
Well, we're all different, so you don't know how each person will react to each piece of music that they listen to.
Yeah. And no, but they're all I think they're all generally pretty relaxing, I try to keep it very my my goal really is to just, make it, you know, so that there's nothing abrupt, nothing rough, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing that jars you at all. And, just keep it smooth and helpful. And in fact, some of the songs that I do at certain frequencies as well. And if people study some of the various frequencies out there, I'm not a scientist or anything by that, but there are some studies that say that some of these frequencies have different benefits of whatever, helping you focus or helping you, sleep, or helping you feel more energized, or helping you concentrate, or even some people even say that some of these frequencies have other, benefits, like, they help bring abundance into your life, or they help you, find love, or I don't know. There's some of these things that I mean, I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but some of these frequencies have some of these benefits. This is what some of these people say. And so I've written some of the songs at these frequencies on purpose so that people could experience these benefits as well.
So does each song have one frequency, or may it have multiple frequencies during the song?
Uh,
Yeah.
the ones, so like I have one that's, say, like 528 hertz. And it's not 528. It's labeled as a 528 hertz song. It's not 528 hertz the entire time,
Okay.
but it kind of goes in. But I would say the main melody and the main parts of it uh, hit the 528 hertz frequency. And so, yeah, but it does technically kind of, go in and out of it a little bit. But yeah, I'd say overall, for the most part, it's at the same frequency.
Can you walk us through the creative process, perhaps maybe how you go from an idea or a feeling to a completed track that's ready to help listeners study, work, or relax, or whatever it may be?
Yeah, sure. So excuse me, I have a computer program that I use that's basically an audio editor,
Yeah.
you know, and it has like a keyboard. It has all the different music and like instruments and stuff. So none of my tracks are pre-recorded loops or anything like that. It's all original. It's all original, basically, on I do a lot of it on my phone, actually.
Okay.
And I pull up a keyboard,
Yeah.
but what I can do is I can download multiple, I don't know what you call them, sounds. Like,
Yeah.
I can download a sound of, that's called, like, I don't know what they call them. There's all sorts of different names, but, peaceful peaceful night or something, and it's just a sound. But
Yeah.
then you play the keyboard in that sound. And
Okay.
so yeah, so what I do is, a lot of times at night, or just in the afternoon, whenever, I'll sit down with my phone and I'll just pull up a project. I create a project,
Yeah.
and I just kind of start going with. I have to, like, I set the key, I set the key that it's in, and I just start playing. I don't know, I just start playing,
It's
and whatever sounds right to me in that moment, I kind of go with it. And then it's just, you sort of adding layers. You create one, like maybe the base layer, and then you kind of add layers to it, and maybe add some different things to it. There are a couple songs that I do have that are, I would say, are, I don't know, maybe nature based.
yeah.
So there's a few where I might add like some birds chirping in the background, or there's some where I might have some, like, the crashing of waves in the background, very very slightly in the background, or there's one where I have thunder kind of in the background. So sometimes I add little things like that, because you can add little things like that in the audio editor. So it's all really edited on my phone. And then what I do is I finalize it once it sounds good. I finalize it, Usually my songs are, some of them can be multiple hours long, and and then I just kind of download it. I upload them to YouTube, and then on YouTube, if you watch my stuff on YouTube, I know it's not really for watching. It's more for listening.
Yeah.
But for YouTube, I create videos as well. I put it into a video editor, and I download a bunch of just soft nature scenes typically.
Yeah.
So that if you are watching it, I try to download these nature scenes that go with the music, and I have themes there too. So some of my themes might be, like on one song, it might be winter, kind of like wintry landscapes or something like that. So you'll kind of see winter. It'll kind of circulate through wintry landscapes. And again, like I said, I try to make everything smooth, calming. So, every video is kind of in slow motion. It transitions, it fades very softly and slowly into the next video. It's all just the intent of everything that I'm doing. I try to be very purposeful in making it peaceful, calming, relaxing, just helpful to anybody that wants to get rid of the hustle and bustle of the world, or that wants to like zone in and just focus and just be, be undistracted, be just with themselves, mindful of where they are. And, so that's kind of the process of how it works.
That's when I listened to them, that's what I actually felt. It was very peaceful and calming, and I like that, and soothing as well.
Yeah.
Incredibly soothing. So
Yeah, I I listen to my own music all the time. I mean, obviously I created it, so I like it. But, it's funny because I listen to my music a lot. It's like I have some of my favorite songs I say are my favorite songs. Like some people reach out to me and they say, "Oh, I love this song. I love this song." And I do like all of my songs, but some of them I'm like, "Oh, that's cool that you like that one." Like
yeah.
that's maybe not my top 10. Like I love these songs, but everybody has their own taste, which is why I I put things out that, of course, everything I like that I do, but I put them out, and some people like others more than others. And the cool thing about this is like I mentioned, I started this for just helping myself, just to kind of
Yeah.
work or relax or whatever I was doing. But the response has been incredible. I mean, I get people that email me or message me and say, I play this for my third grade class, and the students come up to like during their art time or something, and every art time my students are coming up and saying, "Hey, are you going to play the music?" But yeah, no, it's cool. Like people, and there was one lady that sent a message and said she works with a young autistic girl, and she's a student aide or something for her, and you know, she said that she started playing the music for her, and it's really helped her focus in class where she was, she was struggling and being pretty crazy, or just couldn't really stay in control of like in the environment, in the learning environment.
Yeah.
And they started playing my music for her, and they say it's made a massive difference. It helps her stay calm. It helps her, get work on her schoolwork and that sort of thing. So I'm getting these really cool uh, messages from people saying that the music I've created is helping in these different ways, and that has been very fulfilling because I never imagined that that would happen, but it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. That's incredible. Do you know if there's a frequency for healing? So if someone's feeling sick, or if they've got some disease, if there's a certain frequency that helps with their healing?
Yes, and that's okay. So that's one of the frequencies. You know what? I off the top of my head, I'd have to go back and look at my songs to
Yeah.
see like which frequency specifically is for healing, but there are a couple for healing where they say that they have frequencies that help heal.
Yeah.
And I want to say maybe 528 is one of those, because
Okay.
there's like 528, 741. There's 40 hertz, which I have one at 40 hertz, and I'm pretty sure I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at my list of songs because I usually say it in the. I usually kind of say it in the note
The
descriptions, but yeah,
description.
a lot of my songs I would say have the healing frequency in them, and yeah, so I'd have to go back and look at it, but it'll say it on the song. A lot of times I'll say it in the notes of the song. Like if you're on my YouTube channel, you can kind of read the comments or sorry, the notes and see that it's set at a healing frequency. And I think just in general, uh, music, I think there's study after study that shows that music heals. Just in general, like classical music, ambient music, I think all of it, even if it's not at the specific frequencies that they say are healing frequencies, I still just I personally believe that music can help heal. Like you said, it can help soothe, it can help calm your mind, which just helps
Yeah.
any sort of healing, physical, emotional, mental healing. It just helps all around. It's so powerful. So
I believe that too. I mean, there wasn't there a study done with plants where they had a group of plants with they played classical music to the one group of plants, and to the other group of plants it was like some really nasty heavy metal kind of music, and they were wilting away. They didn't like
yeah,
it. So I guess, um, it does affect,
yeah, I think you're right. I think I have heard of that study, and yeah, I know, like I can tell myself, just I know it's not a scientific study, but just myself, I can tell when I listen to music. I had like a medical I had a medical thing that happened almost a year ago to the day, where I had an allergic reaction to some medication that I took. It
Okay.
sent me into cardiac arrest. They like
Oh my
took me
goodness.
into the hospital. I was in the ICU for 3 or 4 days, and this was a year ago. And yeah, when I was in the ICU at night by myself and people had left and I was just hanging out, I turned on my music and just listened to my music and just let it kind of help me sleep and rest and relax and heal.
Yeah,
So I think there's a power to it for sure.
I do believe that too. So, well, in closing, where can our listeners get in touch with you, David?
Yeah, so I'm really in two places right now. I'm on YouTube and I'm on Insight Timer.
Okay.
So those would probably be the two best places to follow my music or to access my music. I'm working on getting on Spotify and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. I just haven't done it yet, but I will
Well,
hopefully
in good
eventually get
time.
there. Yeah, but YouTube is probably well. So YouTube, if you search Mind Castle Music, Mind Mind Castle Castle Music, you
Okay.
should see a lot of my stuff come up on YouTube. So if you search Mind Castle Music, um, and then on Insight Timer, I'm pretty sure I'm actually just under David Feldman. I
Okay.
don't I think I have it set as Mind Castle Music, but I don't know if you search Mind Castle Music if it'll come up on Insight Timer, because for some reason it just always comes up under me, my own name.
Okay.
So if you search David Feldman, F like Frank, Eldman, in the teacher section, like if you're searching teachers, I can't remember exactly how the app works, but if you're using Insight Timer or if you download the Insight Timer app, which you should, it's a great app. Um, I'd say that's probably one of the best places to follow. I do on YouTube. I have it set so that there's no ads in within my music. They kind of auto put ads and stuff before
Yeah.
and after. I can't really control that, but there are no ads because again I want it to be
During.
completely undistracting.
Yeah.
But on Insight Timer, I kind of like that better personally. That's where I listen to my music, just because it's the app is less distracting than YouTube. Not that YouTube, like if you're, yeah, well, I should say this. If I'm working on my desk, I'll usually pull up YouTube and just listen to it on YouTube on the side in a browser or something. But at night, if I'm in my bed or whatever, just going to sleep, I'll usually pull it up on Insight Timer. And so, yeah, David Feldman on Insight Timer. It's Mindcastle music, and you'll see a lot of my songs on there. And yeah, I would love it if people would follow me on Insight Timer and listen to my music there. I think they would enjoy it. I think they'd like it, and yeah, I would appreciate the support. It would be fantastic.
Okay, well, thank you, David, for sharing that. And I'm sure we'll all look you up on Inside Timer and YouTube. I can't wait to listen to more of your songs.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you as my guest.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being your guest, and I really appreciate you having me on. And it's been fun, getting to know you and talking to you a little bit before the podcast and everything. So thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks for listening to Barbara's podcast. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter or e-courses. Celebrate life, and see you at the next episode.